Strap on in, it's everyone's favorite Buzz.
Buzz, 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 buzz.
Buzz, buzz.
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 No more buzz, buzz.
No, none of those.
To infinity and beyond!
Not even that one, because we have a new Buzz Lightyear voiced by none other than Captain America himself.
I could do this all day.
Disney Pixar's latest space adventure is a wild time-traveling ride that gives us the origin of one of Andy's favorite toys. So join me as we break down the entire movie and some of the details you may have missed along the way. Lightyear is the movie that Andy from Toy Story 1 loves so much he got Buzz as a toy for him during his 6th birthday.
Any dinosaur-shaped ones?
Oh, for crying out loud, they're all in boxes, you idiot.
I guess you could say this is kind of like a movie within a movie. But before all the events of Toy Story, Buzz was on an intergalactic mission to find a new home for humanity. And while 4.2 million miles away from Earth on a Star Command exploration vessel affectionately called the Turnip, he is unexpectedly awoken from cryosleep to investigate a new planet. While the scientists and workers remain in their slumber, he must determine whether this new planet is good enough for them to settle or if they should pack up and continue back to their original destination. One of the first things he says when he gets onto this new planet happens to be the same exact thing he says when he arrives in Andy's room.
There seems to be no sign of intelligent life anywhere.
You'll notice him wearing his iconic Star Ranger spacesuit, which is one of many different suits he'll wear over the course of the movie. A new addition to the suit, which we get to see in action, is the laser blade, which Mattel Toys has started releasing with their Buzz Lightyear action figures. Awaking with him is Commander Alicia Hawthorne, voiced by Uzo Aduba, and a rookie named Featheringtonham. Try saying that 5 times fast. Have you ever wondered how Pixar is so good at making us care about their characters and how their movies have so much emotion? It starts right at the beginning with a character who is deeply flawed, who then goes on a journey and comes out a better person. And at the beginning of Lightyear, we see a couple of Buzz's flaws. He's arrogant, thinks he can do everything by himself, and always puts the mission before his friends. But if Buzz is going to grow as a person, he'll need to learn how to work with others and ultimately put friends and family before anything else. Buzz and the team try to escape the planet, but he ends up crashing the Turnip, breaking the hyperspeed crystal necessary for space travel, and stranding everyone there. And they're there for an entire year before the colony can even attempt stabilizing a new fuel source. Buzz plans on testing out this new fuel stability by lassoing around the sun and hitting hyperspeed, a trip that should only take about 4 minutes. However, the mission goes terribly wrong and fails. But when he arrives back to the planet, he finds out 4 years, 2 months, and 3 days have passed. What was only 4 minutes for him was 4 years for them. This was the result of something Albert Einstein called time dilation. You might have seen this in the movie Interstellar or even here in real life. In 2015, astronaut Scott Kelly went into space for an entire year, and when he came back, his twin brother, who was on Earth the whole time, was 5 milliseconds older than him. So you can imagine how much faster Buzz had to have been going for 4 years to pass. To cheer Buzz up from his failed mission, Alicia gives him an adorable robot cat named Socks.
I am Socks, your personal companion robot.
My what?
He's honestly one of the best parts of the movie. Buzz feels responsible for getting everyone stuck here, and it becomes his mission to right this wrong and get everyone back on course. But each time he keeps going into space and trying that hyperspeed, more time passes, and Alicia, having been on the planet this whole time, becomes an old lady. Buzz has missed all those important times in her life, her getting married, having kids, and even a granddaughter. Buzz has spent so much time fighting for a life he himself has forgotten how to live one. And on his last failed mission, he returns home to find that Alicia has passed away. For me, it was one of the most emotional scenes in the entire movie. The new Commander Burnside decides to axe Buzz's mission and instead have humanity live under a giant laser shield. This also means Socks will be decommissioned, but there's just one problem. Over these past 60 years that Buzz has been flying into space, Socks has finally come up with the perfect calculation to make the fuel stable enough to reach hyperspeed. So Buzz has to run from the authorities and escape the planet even though he's been told his mission's been terminated. But we know Buzz does what he wants, and he successfully evades capture and ventures into space to prove once and for all he can complete the mission. And complete it he does, returning back to Earth 22 years later. But something very bad has happened since he was gone. A week before his arrival, an alien spaceship has surrounded the colony, and only a few few remain to fight back. It's here Buzz teams up with Alicia's granddaughter Izzy, who is now all grown up. The alien spaceship is controlled by Zurg, who you may remember first seeing in Toy Story 2 and played a much larger role in the Buzz Lightyear of Star Command television show. He is the sworn enemy of the Galactic Alliance and arch enemy of Buzz, and there's a big twist surrounding him in this movie, but we'll get into that in a bit. So Buzz makes it to Outpost 3, where we meet the rest of Izzy's ragtag crew. There's Mo, voiced by Taika Waititi, and our favorite elderly convict, Darby.
A real no-nonsense gruff type who can take any three objects and make them explode.
There they go over the plan for Operation Surprise Party, which entails blowing up the alien ship so the robots below break down. It could be a coincidence, but the Buzz Lightyear action figure Andy got for his birthday was a surprise and not in his original pile of presents. But this plan has one major problem. They need a ship, but luckily there's one in the abandoned bug-infested space dock. What could go wrong? It's in this scene we really see how Buzz still has a long way to go to overcome his flaw of accepting help. He still wants to do everything on his own, and it actually gets them all into a heap ton of trouble, with the entire crew narrowly making out of the depot with the ship after evading a giant bug attack. But just when it looks like they've made an escape, Zurg attacks the ship, crash landing it on the dark side of the planet. Luckily, the nearby Beryllium mine just might have the part needed to fix their ship, so they make their way over. It's here we get a heartfelt story from Buzz, who tells a story about how he almost quit Star Academy in the first week. He kept making mistakes, but it was his grandma who told him to keep going. Only by making mistakes can we get better, and that's a lesson Buzz seems to have forgotten. Has he made mistakes? Sure, but he has to get up and keep trying. This will be tested even further when they're attacked by Zurg and his gang of robots. The weird thing here is that Zurg only seems to be after Buzz, but why? In a spectacular space chase across the planet's lava fields, Zurg's robots gain control of the hyperspeed fuel and teleport back to the ship. Everything Buzz has worked for more than 80 years is gone in an instant. He finally concedes that his mission is over. But if things couldn't get any worse, Buzz is attacked by Zurg and teleported to the alien ship. But Zurg doesn't want to kill him. In fact, the big reveal is that Zurg is Buzz. Well, a much older version than himself. So how on earth is this possible? This Buzz comes from an alternate timeline, one in which the hyperspeed fuel actually worked, but he had to escape Burnside, who expressly told him that the mission was over and that he's now to be arrested. So this Buzz escapes, takes the hyperspeed fuel with him, and travels so far into the future that he uncovered an alien ship with futuristic tech. It was here he discovered that if you could use this fuel to go into the future, why not the past? So he ends up using the rest of the fuel to travel back in time exactly 1 week before our Buzz lands on the planet. Now that he has young Buzz's fuel, the two of them can go back in time together and reset everything so the colony can venture off to its original destination as planned. But young Buzz is met with a dilemma. Does he follow old Buzz's plan to complete the mission, or does he refuse and go with his friends? If he goes with old Buzz, it means Izzy will no longer exist. Alicia will never have lived the full life she had, and not to mention countless others. It's Buzz's decision not to help old Buzz that proves he truly puts others before himself and the mission. Of course, old Buzz, or Zurg as I'll call him, is not happy about this, and the two battle it out. Luckily, Buzz has his friends there to help him, something he said he never needed at the beginning of the movie. Izzy also has to overcome her fear of space to save him, and even Darby and Mo hold back a horde of robots. Buzz sets a self-destruct on the big alien ship and is able to teleport to his smaller ship using the same alien teleportation device the robots used. But there's one final battle as Buzz's ship crash lands to Earth. Zurg appears out of nowhere and rips the hyperspeed fuel out of the ship. And in a heroic scene where we get to see Buzz use his space wings for the first time, he blasts Zurg into space, but at the same time loses the fuel that could save him. With the entire crew safely back on the planet and the colony saved, Izzy asks if Buzz will miss home now that he has no way of getting back, but he tells her this now feels like home. And although he's chewed out by Burnside for his actions, Buzz is ultimately given full command of the Space Rangers with the ability to choose the best of the best to join his ranks. But he tells Burnside he already has the best crew, Izzy, Mo, and Darby. Well, let's not forget Socks. And the last line of the movie is the iconic,
"To infinity and beyond.
The stubborn-headed Buzz at the beginning of the film, who only did things on his own and cared only about the mission, has completely turned into the opposite, one who supports his friends and puts them before anything else. Now, 6-year-old Andy would have come out of the theater loving this movie and telling his mom just how much he wants a Buzz Lightyear action figure. Now, there are 3 extra scenes after the movie finishes. 2 of them don't really add anything to the story, but one leaves room open for a potential sequel. Now, these are really short, so I won't spend a lot of time talking about them, but the first is a Burnside watching a bug zap on the laser shield, the second is a robot explaining the directions on how to get to the space depot, and the third is the big one. We see Zurg floating through space and his eyes turn back on. Will Zurg return in one form or another, and how does he escape the depths of space? But what did you think of Lightyear? Was this a step into the future, or should Disney have left this toy behind? I want to hear your thoughts and theories in the comments below. Thanks for watching, everyone. For more bad takes, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at ThinkStoryYT. Until next time, remember...
That was utterly terrifying, and I regret having joined you.